We humans for so many millions of years, thousands of years, had religion. And we live in a very sophisticated scientific world. And many of us kind of scoff at religion as something from our primitive past. But in fact, religion served a deep human need that we all had. It's embedded in human nature. And the disappearance of something larger than ourselves, of something that's kind of mysterious, incomprehensible, is we have to have a relationship to that, or we're not a human being anymore. Why are we conscious? We're the only animal that's conscious of death. We're conscious of evolution. We're conscious. We know what a black hole is. We can map out the history of the universe. Can you imagine that? That is insane. That is the sublime, and we need to be thinking about it. We need to be aware of these incredible, awesome things that surround us every day. Otherwise, we lose our soul. To actually sit back and have to think about what they're saying on Facebook or how they're responding is painful. It's unpleasant. It means accepting that they could be wrong, that maybe their convictions and their outrage is misplaced, that their anger is foolish. Nobody wants to admit that. But I think I'm righteous, I know what's right, fuck everybody else. One of the main things in the book is we humans have aggressive impulses. I don't care who you are, the sweetest, most lovable person has aggressive impulses. And we have to find a way to channel them that are socially acceptable. Well, venting our outrage in social media and getting angry and saying, I hate these people, screw them, I'm gonna beat people up, is a way to vent your aggressive impulses, but disguise it to yourself. Like, I'm not fighting because I'm violent, I'm fighting because I believe in a cause. Actually, you're fighting because you are violent. That is the primary motivation.
So you're afraid of leaving this job that you have because you got a good paycheck and you don't want to experiment now and you don't want to try something that might be more suited to you, but God knows where your paycheck is going to come from. But I'm telling you, you have more to fear 10 years, 20 years down the line if you're in a field that doesn't excite you. Because we live in a world now where things are changing so quickly. Your career path is really altering. You're not going to be working at the same place for very long. And once your career changes and there's shifts going on in the world, you're going to be screwed because you don't know how to adjust. You're doing something that you don't love. You should be afraid of that. That's what you should be afraid of, what's going to happen to you in 10 years. Don't worry now about the paycheck in 2 years. Money will come to you if you follow what you love.
We don't want to face ourselves. It's so much easier to look externally, to look out in the world, to find a guru or a coach who will help you, to find a book that will help you, to find a drug that will help you, to go on online porn, anything, as opposed to looking inward and seeing who you really are. One of the books I have is the 33 Strategies of War, and I talk about deterrence, the need to deter people from harming you. So if people are very aggressive and you show that you're kind of weak and that you're willing to take the abuse, they're just going to keep doing it. It brings out the tiger in them, brings out the lion. They're going to keep doing it again and again. You need to show them, hey, don't mess with me. You need to show them one time, you do that to me, and you're going to pay a really fucking bad price for it. Back off. Well, in doing that, you're kind of lowering yourself a little bit. It's not something you would normally do, but it's necessary in the game of life to show people you can't be messed with. I generally believe in the soft approach in the world today, in being seductive and charming, thinking about everybody that you're working with and trying to be a good courtier. But at the same time, you can't be naive. Napoleon Bonaparte said, it's putting your iron hand inside a velvet glove. So if they're going to hit you, you're ready to hit them back. We're so attached to what we see in life, to what's in front of us, to what the appearances people have, to their masks they wear. And I want you to think of what isn't there, what you're not seeing, what's invisible. And all my books, I'm trying to tell people, don't accept what you see with your eyes. Look for something deeper. What is the meaning behind this? If you're planning a strategy or making a big decision in your life, what is it that you're not considering? You are a much more interesting person than you give credit for because you're trying to act, trying to fit into the group and be what other people want you to be. Yeah. We all want the power to change ourselves, right? That's why self-help books do so well. But you can't begin to change yourself in any meaningful way until you confront who you really are. You have to be able to be open to what's happening in the present moment. People with events, but because of fear, you're slipping further and further behind. You're locked in the past. You think that ideas that you had are exactly what's happening. You're not paying attention to the things that are around you because paying attention is hard and it's difficult, and it means letting go of some of your most cherished ideas about the world and just being open to experience.